after the Oscars. I said 8:30.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm happy with that. Hello.
We're here. Guys, we said 8:30, and guess what time it is? 8:30. Well, to us, it's 8:30. Hold on, I haven't even done my video yet.
Oh, that's all right.
Like, oh my God, come and join us at the live podcast.
Yes.
Guys,
yeah, I'll film us over there.
Guys, we just watched the Oscars.
We did.
It's gonna be a nuts podcast. We're gonna discuss the good ceremony.
Yes, it was good. It was solid. It took the right amount of time.
Yes, and we will take the right amount of time too.
We shall.
Yes.
See you there.
Okay, everyone here. Well, not everyone's here because some people are probably in bed.
I bet they are, understandably.
Let me put this on social media. How are the people doing?
How's going on?
Does everyone have stuff to say about the Oscars?
I assume we're streaming. Here we go.
Are we streaming? Y'all see us?
I think people see us.
Okay. I see us going on YouTube. All right.
Yes, we love
Share,
that. We love that.
copy
Hello, everybody.
Hello, what's going on?
How are we doing? I don't want... Oh, skip survey.
No, don't do the survey.
No, I would never want to do a
Never
survey. Hi, everybody.
Survey. Hello.
How are we doing? Happy Oscars night to everybody involved. Hope you watched, enjoyed. It was, Tyler says exactly our thoughts, a solid show.
Sure, yeah.
It was a solid show.
I bet they're happy. I bet ABC's like, we did it.
No, it was like, just took the right amount of time.
Sure. Because it's never going to be under 3 hours.
Right. I wasn't
never.
expecting. Yeah. I was like, no, this seems like the right amount of time.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
It's the same amount of time it always is, which is like, I don't know, 3 hours and 15 minutes, 3 hours, 20 minutes.
Oh, and Jeff is so happy because he loves Christopher Nolan. Hi, literally Ricky, Jelani, McKenna, Kayla. And I think it's Jelani's first live. Hello. Well, thank you.
Hello, Jelani.
I'm so glad you're here.
All right.
Come back. We're usually a little earlier in the evening.
Usually 6:30 Pacific time, but you know, today was a very important day for the me's of the world.
For the yous of the world.
Join our live stream.
Hi, Montrez. Hi, Tara. Zone of Interest sound win was the best of the night. Oh, interesting.
I mean, we'll talk about that on the podcast.
Hey, guys, how is everyone doing after the MON? I was a little shocked. I didn't watch the show. I'm just here for you guys. Oh, that's nice. It's past my bedtime. Austin, it is. You are on the East Coast.
But thanks for being here, Austin.
Yes.
All right.
Started at the right time and ended at the right time. Which, again, we also started on the right time. So us and we and the Oscars have that in common.
Honestly, the Oscars didn't start at the right time.
Oh, they didn't. There was like a 5-minute delay.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Well, I don't know if I should say it's live.
Do you know?
Not really. A friend of mine works at the Dolby Theater.
Okay.
And just said that like they had like a late start, which was very shocking. And they said that they were trying to get like extra security around the building.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
Hey, it's good. It's good. I want everyone to be secure.
Yes. So
I want everyone to be secure.
All right, I'm posting it on our Twitter.
Okay, let me look up because I feel like I didn't get a lot of news. Because I was thinking we were just going to talk about the Oscars, but I think it's important we talk about the JVN of it all at the very least.
Does anyone also have any email my heart questions?
Oh yes,
because
email
we
my
did
heart.
Not get any.
If anybody has an email my heart for us, just let us know. Write in the comments. Send us an email to 2gaymats@gmail.com. Maybe we'll read it.
We're live and ready to do an Oscar. Ooh, I should hashtag Oscars.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. Everyone's
going
to be all over those Oscars.
I saw Anatomy of a Fall this week. I don't know how they filled 2.5 hours with a simple legal situation, but it was a gripping drama. That's how I felt. I was like, before I knew about it, I was like, "What is this? Is just like a drama that happens in a courtroom. How am I going to care about this?" Oh, I cared.
Yeah.
Oh, I cared.
Oh, I care.
Olaf said, "I thought I sent an email." Did Olaf send an email?
Olaf.
The name does look familiar. Look,
did I miss it? We did get a lot of like, because whenever we get YouTube
I love that.
Comments,
you're like, we're so popular this week, so I might have missed it.
Like whenever someone comments on like one of our videos, like we get an email for it.
True.
So and we
here we go.
We got a lot this week. Oh, okay. Do you want to move that to the
I'll do it
to the folder?
Yes.
We have a special folder. So we started on time, but like, are we prepared? No.
Hey, we're prepared. We're just
moving
some things around.
Just moving some things around. Saw important things today in preparation for the Oscars was interesting. I think that's a compliment.
How traumatized were you by the Traitors reunion? I think we're going to talk about Traitors. Guys, I have so many feelings.
Oh, so do I, girl.
So many feelings. And spoiler, they're opposite feelings between the two of us.
Let's just say Matt Steele's having a great week.
Saw poor things today in preparation for the Oscars. It was interesting. I saw it this week as well. We'll talk about
Anatomy of a Fall. What a movie. Sandra Hüller, the mother she is.
She kills it in that movie.
She kills it in the Zone of Interest too.
I mean, that movie just seems so dark to me.
It's very dark.
It's very dark.
It's gripping.
Society of the Snow deserved something.
I hear that that's excellent. I never got around to seeing that, but I hear it's really fantastic. So, all right, I just have to do one more post saying join our live stream.
Oh my God, Olaf said justice for MJ, and I forgot about Traitors for a second, and I was like, Michael Jackson? But now I get it. How about the Love is Blind weddings? Yes, I watched those as well. Matt Steele doesn't watch Love is Blind.
My birthday was March 5th. Happy birthday,
Montrez.
God,
happy birthday, Montrez. Are William and Kate divorcing? Kate's mom leaked that William has been MIA with school runs. Guys, we don't know anything about the royals.
I hope everyone's okay.
I will say that picture they put up today looked very fake. Their picture of like her with the kids, it's like this looks like someone typed some words into that AI filter shit. Like
it doesn't look AI.
It doesn't look real though. It doesn't look like I took a picture and this is how it looks.
Yeah, but it doesn't look AI.
I think AI could be involved. Like it could be the middle of the picture's real.
I mean, the thing is, like, if anyone has that good AI shit, it's the royal family. Like they've got the highest tech people making their AI pictures.
I think AI could have been involved. I don't think it was like completely made out of nothing.
Man, imagine if you're British and your taxpayer dollars are going to AI.
Also, I love that everyone is so pissed at me about my Imperfect for You feelings. It's like, guys, I can just like one song on an album.
Yeah.
And by the way, I tried to listen to it today as I was re-listening to the album. Couldn't get to half of it. It literally turns my stomach. I'm sorry. I'm glad you all like it.
I think it's cute.
I'll be skipping it from here on out.
Steele, how good were your Oscar picks? I went 19 out of 23. I went 18. So you did better than me, Olaf.
I think you... Oh, you did. Oh, out of 23, right. Were your picks a little different between the party and the 2 Gay Mats? Because you have one. Yeah, okay.
There was I think I did different picks for animated feature.
You got one more point in the 2 Gay Mats.
Because I was like, most of me was thinking, oh, the boy in the heron, the boy in the heron is gonna win. But then I was just like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the Spider-Man's an easier choice. So for the Discord one, I did one, and for the party today, I did another.
Yes, because I was like, you have different. Because I'm doing all the scoring and got different scores there.
I went on a date this weekend, and the guy was telling me about how he was experiencing the zone of interest in theaters, and how the entire time a couple was making out a few seats away from him. Okay,
all right.
It's nice to see a spark of love,
absolutely,
amidst a movie that's so dark. I took someone to see Poor Things on a first date, and they relapsed 2 weeks later. He was in recovery for several months. Oh, I don't think that had anything to do.
I'm going to say it didn't have something to do with that.
Apparently, the picture was officially deemed doctored and had to be taken down.
That's what I heard.
Justice for Past Lives, Austin.
Guys, Palmer didn't like Faded by Mariah at first. Give him a moment.
That's true.
This isn't that.
I always love Faded.
That.
I'm with you, Matt Palmer. I don't know how I feel about that almost key change in Imperfect for You.
It's just a shock.
Who won the 2 Gay Mats poll? Do you know who won the 2 Gay Mats poll?
I did, and I'm trying to get it.
Okay. I know deviating from the Oscars, but I saw some more muted reviews of Eternal Sunshine. I did see people say Ariana's lack of belting on the album made it boring / one note for them. I wouldn't call it boring.
I don't think it's boring.
Guys, Palmer didn't like... Oh, yeah. You already read that.
Give me 1 second. I might need to get Jackson's computer because that's where all the information is.
Oh, okay.
So 1 second.
Great.
I'll be right back.
The secret details. 20 out of 23 for me. My best ever. Good job, Ibrahim. Making out during zone of interest is crazy. I agree with Palmer on Imperfect. So jarringly dissonant. I think it's fun. I wish I had watched more nominated movies than I did. There's still time. They're still around. So you can watch them all and see if you agree with the Academy. I saw people mad that Billy won over Ryan Gosling. I loved Just Ken, but come on. It's what was I made for? I agree with that. Poor Things didn't deserve to sweep. Oh, Nick.
Ooh, who said that?
Nick.
Who said that? Nick?
Nicholas C. He was explaining how the sound design in Zone of Interest was really ruined the making out sounds. Oh, really ruined by the making out sounds. I'm Just Ken. Performance was amazing.
That was a lot of fun.
Past Lives. Teo Yu, my man.
I
Greta
love
Lee,
him.
she's amazing. He's so good in that movie.
He's great in that movie.
It's dissonant for a reason, imperfect, if you will.
I get it. My issue is not
you get it, you don't like it.
Exactly.
Those songs are excellent. I've been listening to Eternal Sunshine on loop. Oscar season over. Time to cancel A-list. No, look, A-list is good for like when your friends want to go see a movie and you don't want to pay to see it, and so you're like, I really like Jonathan Glazer's speech in the Ukrainian documentary speech.
That was amazing. The Ken song should have won Best Song. Disagree. Thoughts on Billie's outfit? No real thoughts on her outfit. It was like she looked like Billie Eilish.
It was Billie at the Oscars.
And the win, that if she was going to win for an Oscar for Best Song, it should have been that song. That song is so fucking excellent. I loved it.
Yeah. Dropping in to say hello. Did I watch the Oscars? No. Have I seen most of the movies? No.
Yes.
I'm staying up late to watch my two favorite people talk about it all. Absolutely.
Ashlyn.
Thank you, Ashlyn.
You are too kind. I believe our newest patron, one of our newest patrons. We got a few over past week.
And if you're not a patron.
Yes, go to
What are you
Patreon. Go to patreon.com/2gaymats. We're going to be talking about who won the Oscar pool among the patrons, and you could have been a part of it if you had been a part of
next
2Gay
year.
Mats patron.
Next year.
Right, next year. It's never too late.
Yeah. Billie might be hinting her future Midwest teacher
Era with her outfit.
outfit.
That's funny. I wasn't even paying attention to the Oscars this year. That's fair. You know, I think I watched a good number of movies at the end of the day.
You did.
I did.
It wasn't your best.
Well, no.
No.
But, it's been my best in a while, I would say.
Sure. Well, I feel like you saw more of last year's movies.
Did I?
I think you did. I think last year you saw most Best Picture nominees.
10's also a lot of fucking movies.
It's quite a bit.
It's just a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Why was the In Memoriam shot so weirdly? It was weird.
You had to see the dancing.
Yeah.
Billie keeps acting like she's shocked when she wins. It's funny, but annoying. Love for that.
Yeah, I get it. It's imperfect. Goal achieved. Yes. Tell him, Ricky. I saw Billie wearing the ceasefire pin. Yeah, there are a lot of ceasefire pins, which is great. I don't know.
I'm gonna see if I'm just gonna check and see if there are maybe any more email my hearts.
Oh. Right, that might have been missed.
That might have been missed.
What did we think of Ariana on SNL? Did you see Ariana's SNL performance? We have not, or I have not seen them.
I saw a little bit of the Moulin Rouge thing, which was very
Moulin
fun.
Rouge thing?
Yeah, they did like a Moulin Rouge spoof. Her
Oh,
and
but you didn't
Bowen
see her
Yang.
perform her songs like she does.
No,
We Can't Be
no. I
Friends.
saw We Can't Be Friends. I saw that.
The beginning was amazing, but
It was
I have not
great.
watched that.
Didn't know Sandra Hüller is also in the zone of interest. It's her year.
It really is. Yes, Jeff. 10 movies is a lot. You should only have 5 nominees. Period. Period.
Wow.
Pick 5. Same for you, Grammys. Goes for all award shows. 5. 5.
5. All right. 5. I mean, when it was 5, it really was hard to get in there.
Yes.
You know,
It was a moment. Music video is great. I keep meaning to watch that music video, but maybe we can do it for the Patreon at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe when I go over on Thursday. I listened to Solo Power because we're going to be, spoiler alert, we're going to be doing a video on the best flop albums.
I
need to re-listen to a few of them in post. Solo
I
Power
have to
was
listen
my
to the Janet one
Yes.
and one other one. Oh, I think Bionic.
Bionic. Yeah.
Bionic. Okay, I think
You've
those
never
are the
listened to Bionic?
Nope.
Oh, well,
I know Woohoo,
And you know you lost me.
and I know You Lost Me. So I know the good songs on Bionic.
There are more good songs than that on Bionic.
Okay, it's just that there are
It's for
too many not
vanity.
good songs. Is what you're saying.
Every time you look at me, I turn myself on. Hey, I turn myself on.
Hey.
Hey. There needs to be a song about how you turn yourself on in the mirror, and V is for vanity.
Sometimes you turn yourself on.
Barbie, only one for best song. It's true. All right.
All right.
Should we get started?
Let's get started. I
started.
checked the email. We got a question from Olaf.
Oh, I'm excited about the flop album video. Yay, great.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Because I feel like the entire time we'll just be arguing about what is a flop album.
Right, exactly. What counts as a flop and what doesn't. Bionic is iconic. IDC. Well, guess we'll see how it does in the Blackhead. Tyler.
All right.
Alrighty.
Guys, it's usually the most exhausting podcast of the year. It's the podcast that we do after the Oscars every year. Or at least I'm always exhausted every
I'm
year.
usually more exhausted than I currently am at the moment. I love that it started an hour
I mean,
earlier.
just a miracle. Look at us.
It
We have
really-
so much more day to go after
Yes.
this. Not really. I
Not
guess
much more day, but like I can get through this podcast without wanting to, fall asleep in the chair, which I
Sure.
think is a good. That sounds like a win to me.
I always feel sick the day of the Oscars. Like
Really?
because like there's so much adrenaline pumping in my veins, and like my diet for the day consists of like tortilla chips and like carrots,
Right.
and just handfuls of broccoli from like the veggie platters
Right.
and everything. So like I don't eat well the day of the. I mean, I just said I ate broccoli, but like still, it's like it's a very strange eating.
It's like
thing.
you're eating on snacks. You're like
Yeah.
feasting on scraps, to quote Alanis Morissette. And yes, like it's not like you're not getting 3 full meals that like touch all of the food pyramid.
I don't do 3 full meals a day. I do like 1 big meal for the day, and
Yeah.
then I do like I graze throughout the rest of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I usually try to do 2 things that I would count as meals. And I
Okay.
don't think sitting around eating the tortilla chips
No.
counts as meals.
No.
So I'm happy to be here, and I'm excited to talk about the Oscars, which were fine.
They were lovely.
They were very fine.
Guys, we're gonna get into it. Let's go.
Yes. Okay. Do you want to start?
I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Gay Mats. It's Matt Steele.
And it's Matt Palmer.
And as we said, it's my personal favorite day of the year, even though I just told you I always feel sick every day of the Oscars. But you know what? It's because of the excitement. I feel like, imagine this is how like a wedding feels.
Sure.
You know, like you're kind of like stressed and tired and
But
exhausted and excited. And then when it's over, you're kind of just like, was all that like stress worth it? Maybe not. But
hey, you spent a lot less money than most people spend on their weddings.
I know.
So that's a win.
Who was I talking? I was talking to my coworker because he's thinking about like maybe proposing to his girlfriend at some point. And he was talking about like how much he has to spend on a ring. And I was like, girl, like the culture that you straight people have come up with is just asinine.
It
like,
is just
the amount of money that like people expect an engagement ring to cost.
It is wild. I remember I knew it was like 2 months salary or something. There's a show that said something about like how much an engagement ring should cost, and I knew it at a point, but I've forgotten. Because it's like if I get or give an engagement ring, it won't have any fucking diamonds in it probably. So
true.
It won't cost $1 billion. So we love that.
I'm talking to my future husband right now. If you are out there listening to this podcast, just get me a ring from like Costco or something like that.
I want mine to be, you know, substantial, well made.
Yeah,
but it doesn't need to be $1 million.
They might have like well-made shit at Costco.
They do. Hey, I remember, getting my Nintendo Wii. My mom got that from Costco when I was growing up.
Hey, and look at that, you had a good time.
I did, but then it got stolen from my apartment in New York. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't know you.
I know you didn't know me, but I've told you this. I'm sure that there were kids next door who came in through our window, stole the Wii, tried to steal our TV, but we had a giant one that wasn't a flat screen, even though it was the time to get the flat screen. It got stuck in the window. I called the police, and I was like, they came over, and I was like, guys, someone stole my Wii. Someone stole my Wii. And they were like, someone stole your weed?
Oh,
and
I remember this
like,
story.
No, I wouldn't call you if someone stole my weed. I don't do weed. Like, just my Wii has been stolen by these kids. And they're like, okay, we'll try to find it. Didn't hear a word.
You know what? Where do our taxpayers go to?
Exactly.
We got to find Matt Palmer's Wii.
Yes.
It's out there somewhere.
It still is. And I have a Switch, but it's not the same.
God, well, you're still, the pain is still there in your heart all these decades later.
Not decades.
Almost decades.
We have to move on.
Okay.
Matt Steele.
Yes.
I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about besides the Oscars?
I'm trying to think about what the hell I did this week.
Did you do anything this week?
I really don't think I did do anything particularly interesting this week, except like work quite a bit. What did you do?
After we did our Ariana Grande live reaction to her new album, Eternal Sunshine, that's up on YouTube if you want to watch that. I then went to our friend Natalia and Eric's for a long viewing party of the Traitors finale, the Traitors reunion, which I think we'll talk about later, probably, unfortunately. And then we also watched Drag Race and its after show Untucked. So we watched 4 episodes of television, which is really lovely because like they obviously watch and care, and so it was fun to watch and care along with them. But it just was like, man, that's a lot of TV that I want to watch right now. And then yesterday we were preparing for the party because Jackson has hosted an Oscar party for a long time before we've known each other, before we've met. So I've inherited co-hosting this party.
Yeah.
So I do the tabulations because people have to say, who they think is going to win in every category. Prizes are given out for like people who got the most votes and people who got the most correct and got the least correct. And Matt Steele this year got the most correct.
Second year in a row.
I was going to say.
I am a 2-time Jackson Oscar party winner. I'm like the Emma Stone.
Some would say that maybe you're just a ringer. You're just too plugged in. You're too much in the field and should be disqualified for future times.
It's not my fault that other people aren't plugged in. If you go to an Oscar party, you need to do the Oscar research. And it's really not that hard. There are websites that literally tell you what the front runner is for every category.
When you're doing the adding up the tabulation, you can see who went to those websites and who did not.
Sure.
So that is very clear. Yeah. And but congratulations to you. And on that note, we also have a patron-only 2 Gay Mats version of this Oscar pool where whichever patron wins, got the most correct, like that who they thought was going to win each category, gets to pick our next patron-requested video. We have a whole queue of patron-requested videos, and this person is going to be able to pick which one we're going to do next. So they're going to have a lot of power, and I'm going to say we had a lot of people do well. Jeff and Maxwell both got 12 out of the 18 vote getters, the point getters, correct. So congratulations to you. And then we had 2 people who got 14 out of that 18.
Wow.
And that is going to be Eric, whom we love, and Jacob, congratulations to both of you. You almost got the most points, the most correct.
You're almost winners.
No, you're also very much winners, but we have to give a shout out to the person who guessed most of the winners correctly tonight. And that person is Price of Fame himself.
Of
Jordan,
course.
who is the biggest Poor Things stan on the planet.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's very happy this evening. Happy about Emma Stone. Happy about Poor Things winning a lot of those like categories early on that I wasn't expecting for.
I think that's how I kind of prevailed at the Oscar pool at the party, because a lot of people. Because in the beginning of the year, it was very much like Barbie is winning costumes and production design. And then after Poor Things came out, it was kind of just like, ooh, actually. I will say, like, a couple weeks ago when I was talking about, like, what was winning precursors and stuff, I was like, oh, there are so many categories that are just solidified. Right. Then I have to say, like, come Oscar night, there were some categories that were a little up in the air. Like, I want to say, like, adapted screenplay was a little bit up in the air. Like, I correctly predicted American Fiction.
You did.
But, like, there was a period of time where, like, it was kind of like, oh, Barbie might take it or Oppenheimer might take it. I feel like there was some buzz going around closer to like the Oscars. Same with original screenplay. It started to become like Anatomy of a Fall versus The Holdovers. And then those of us who were just like, but maybe Past Lives could do it. And then of course, like Best Leading Actress became a competition between, you know, Lily and Emma.
Yes.
Things like makeup. I think a lot of people for the longest time, we're very much predicting Maestro, and then, you know, Poor Things kind of snuck in there. And so I feel like my Poor Things guesses is really what put me over the top for the pool. Right. And I the one that I was just like, this is my like guess that this is my dream that I really hope will happen. And I think it absolutely, that made me win that award. And by award, I mean the great, delicious box of nerds. And that is The Zone of Interest, winning sound, the best win of the night. All those wins were like so well deserved because like the movies this year were fantastic. But that Zone of Interest for best sound win is just the one that just makes me so happy, because it is one that so easily could have gone by the wayside. People could have easily like disregarded it because it's a quieter movie. And you really have to sort of like have your ears open and like know how movies are made to really know like, oh, designing sound is so difficult. And when it's a movie like that where it's such tiny sounds like that are supposed to be, you know, like essentially background noise that create the setting, like it's so easy to miss. But like this took so much work, and so I think that's just such a fantastic win. And it helped me win a box of nerds and also a Bradley Cooper. I won like a little what's it called, those brass things, tack things, with Bradley Cooper's face on it. So I want a Bradley Copper.
I love that. And I mean, just so I can be full disclosure, Matt Steele loves to submit your Oscar pool for the 2 Gay Matts pool, even though you're one of the titular roles of 2 Gay Matts. And he did edge out Jordan.
No, I didn't. Did I?
You got 16 right there versus Jordan's 15. Oh. But seeing as you're a host, you are not going to win any prizes. I just wanted to shout you out here.
Thank you so much. I didn't know that, because I figured you submitted one.
I didn't.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to.
You can if you want. But it's funny that you always do. But I will say that there was talk in the chat when I announced that you were winning midway through the show. They're like, oh my God, Matt Steele can like bring up Babylon to be the next thing reviewed on the Patreon. Absolutely not. Jordan, don't pick Babylon.
No. Because here's the thing. Because the next one on our list for our patron requested things is listening and reviewing Carousel, the 1993 London cast recording. So I'm excited for that. But I guess whatever Jordan picks will be the next thing.
That's true.
So congratulations to Jordan.
Congratulations Jordan.
So the Oscar ceremony, how did you feel, Matt Palmer?
I appreciated it starting early. I appreciated the performances. I thought were really fun and really great, especially like, I know, guys, people are sick of like, oh, why does every song that wins Best Original Song have to be a sad song? Like, why can't it be up-tempo and fun? I think that's lovely in theory, but my God, when I was watching Billie Eilish perform What Was I Made For Tonight, I was like, I think this might be her best song. Like, I think it is melodically so perfect, so emotionally impactful. You can't not think of that point in the movie. It's a perfect tie-in. It blows me away every time I hear it. I'm still so not sick of that song.
And the way it's used in the movie is so stunning.
It's
like
phenomenal.
It's such like with the, I mean, I guess spoiler alert, like when it has like the montage of the home videos of all like these girls and women in the movie. It's really like, and that to me is like what makes like a best song. Like in a movie, it's like not just how good the song is, but also how well it's incorporated into the movie. And you can't say that it's only ballads that win. Like freaking Natu Natu. That's not a sad song, girl.
true.
Like that's a bop. Like, and so many songs like the like Disney songs that win are not, you know, these like ballads. Like, I mean, like Under the Sea, like
Right.
stuff like that wins and everything.
That was
So
a while ago.
okay, that was like 1989.
Yes.
But still, like it's not just ballads.
It's not just,
that
but I
win.
just heard that complaint tonight during the party, and I just wanted to say,
Fair.
if we're going to be changing things around, this is not the year to do it because I need Billy to win for this. You honestly could take back that James Bond win if you want, because that song is very fine. But I also did enjoy the I'm Just Ken performance a lot.
It was great.
Joyful. It's a song that, like, as a song, I'm like, do I care about this? And I lean towards no. But that performance, like, there's no way you watch that and are not going to smile. Like, Ryan Gosling is just such a charmer. The song is fun. And, like, I love the crowd interaction. Those were high points for me. The whole show itself, I just felt was succinct in a way. Like, as someone who I've watched about half of the best picture nominees this year, I was invested but not super invested. So I think I lean more in the casual viewer category. And I was like, I'm entertained. I feel like this is kind of snappy. Jimmy Kimmel's doing a good job, not like crossing any lines. I thought it was enjoyable. I love everyone who loves an actor. By the end of the time we were doing those speeches for every nominee, I was like, okay. And I'm like, I get it enough, especially the guys, because I felt like they were less talking about like the specific performances and they were more talking about like, oh, my man, he stays in character for weeks. And I'm like, boo, get off the stage, say something real. So that was a little annoying to me. But how did you feel as, the aficionado of the two of us? How did you feel about the show?
I think ABC is probably very happy because it was a very smooth Oscar show. And like the thing is, like, it was the same length as it always is, like somewhere between 3 hours and 10 minutes and 3 hours and 25 minutes.
Yes.
Like you're never going to get it shorter than that, ABC. And so but the thing is, like, I feel like it did move. And as starting an hour early, I think like really helped with it feeling like it was moving.
Yes.
And I don't know, I thought the jokes were very funny. I mean, like Jimmy Kimmel has like really good, I think Jimmy Kimmel is a very good Oscar host. Like,
I agree.
Like I think every year he's hosted the Oscars have, been a success. I mean, it helps that he has like Louis Vertel writing for him. He's such a huge Oscar fan, and he knows what the Oscar fans want to hear. And it went beyond just like the standard jokes of just like, we didn't see any of these movies. It was just such an old tired. Like the point of the Oscars is you're supposed to promote these movies and like celebrate them and be like, no, this shit's fucking good.
Right.
Or this shit's like interesting, or this shit's boundary pushing, or this shit makes you feel good. So I mean, don't call it shit on the ceremony, but like this shit is good.
This shit's good, bitch.
Like, and so I think that the writing did a very good job at like sort of like appealing to a mass audience, but also being specific enough for the fans of movies and the Oscars. When it came to like the actor presentations, I was all
You
about.
were so excited.
I was so, because I think it was so good in the first ceremony they did it for the 2008 movie year, because like no one was expecting it, and so it had this like grandeur and this heft to it. Like it was the first time doing something, and I don't think that it was bad how they did it this year. But it didn't have the same. It didn't have the same heft, and so
Do you think it was because we knew it was coming, or do you think it just
maybe because we knew it was coming? Maybe because they knew what to like expect. They were like, okay, the first time we did in the ceremony, it took a little too long. Let's have it be a little shorter. I wish. The thing is, like, most people going into watching the Oscars have not seen most of these movies.
Right.
And so when you're watching an award show and you haven't, and you don't know what's going on, that's hard for viewers, and it makes viewers less invested. So I say this every year, after, even if it's a good ceremony, I'm kind of just like, there needs to be more clips. There needs to be more clips. There needs to be more explanation of like what each specific movie is about. There needs to be like, when they're announcing production design, just like a 15-second blurb of each nomination, just like showing what the production designer's like thought process or something like that, because these people who are watching who haven't seen most of these movies want something to root for. Like they want to look at Poor Things and go, oh, this is the plot of this weird looking movie.
Right.
Like I really want to see this now, because the Oscars are just one big commercial, or that's what they're supposed to be. So when the actors were talking about each performance, sometimes they didn't even say the title of the movie they were nominated
that's
for.
wild.
And so it's kind of like that doesn't help. And like, of course, I'm watching it enthralled, and I'm just like, yes, Mary Steenburgen, just talk about whoever she introduced. But, I don't think that works for a casual movie going audience. And so I'm always on the side of more clips.
Were there any clips during the actors segments? Oh, okay. That is odd. You would think that they'd want to show what they're getting their nominations and their big win for.
Yeah. So as much as I'm thrilled to see 5 Best Supporting Actress Oscar winners on stage next to each other,
of course you are.
I think we can still have 5 of them award the person, but maybe not do a whole. As long as clips are involved, I'm happy. That's all I want, and that's all people want. They want to see the design. They want to know what constitutes. They want to know why the Zone of Interest won Best Sound.
Right.
So yeah, but it was still a really lovely ceremony. I thought the speeches were really great. Emma Stone is just the most likable.
There's just no way that I'm going to look at her in any sort of interview situation or speech giving situation and be like, I just like her. I feel like we'd be friends.
Me and Travis. Have I told you my idea, mine and my roommate Travis's idea for a TV show?
No.
It's a reality show.
Okay.
Where there's one gay guy and
Is it you or Travis?
Oh no, it's any gay guy.
Oh, okay.
And the show that was on Logo, One Girl, 5 Gays or whatever?
Yes.
It's one gay, 5 Oscar nominated actresses. And this gay is having some sort of trouble, boy trouble, or needs some advice on some aspect, usually dating, and he needs advice from people who are closest to his heart, and that is Oscar nominated actresses. And so of all ages, all genres, everything, they could either be nominated for supporting or leading, it doesn't matter. And so it's just 5 random nominated actresses. Let's get Yoo Jin-young on there. Let's get Emma Stone. Me and Travis we always talk about how Emma Stone on this show would give the funniest advice, because she would just be sitting there and she'd be like, you need to go to his house and knock on his door. and the other actresses will be like, Emma, that's awful advice.
Is that what she would say? I don't know.
We just love picturing her being like, you need to go to his house. But yeah, she's really great. Dave Vine, Joy Randolph.
Oh my God.
I love how when Jamie, or who announced her, I forget who presented her. But when she said you used your grandmother's glasses for the film. So we were seeing your character through her eyes.
Yes,
and
was
Dave Vine,
beautiful.
who was, her heart was already probably erupting from her chest, because she was I might win an Oscar in 2 seconds. But so she was already probably about to cry at that point, but then bringing up a grandmother, and Dave Vine just started crying before it was announced. So I thought that was really lovely. I thought all the speeches were great. Robert Downey Jr.'s speech was real fun. He's
great.
Cool. And I love how he can just poke fun at
I was going to say, he got a lot of jokes thrown his way and he took them like a champ.
And he's like, yeah, fuck it.
Having fun.
I mean, Christopher Nolan finally has an Oscar, which everyone can be excited about. This guy's been pushing cinema forward for God knows how long now. The Nolan stan boys are doing backflips, and it's first, and and everyone's like, oh, this year was a little predictable in terms of Best Picture, because Oppenheimer was the front runner years before it even came out, when the cast was announced. But it had everything going for it. It was a huge blockbuster.
Right.
It had such a huge cast. It had so much going on, and most importantly, it was a fucking fantastic film. So you can't be mad at it. And so I don't know. I think it was a really fun night. It was a really good year for movies. And I think that's it. To wrap up
it, right?
The 2023 Oscar race. And
after the Oscars are over every year, do you feel a sense of oh, I'm sad, I almost miss Oscar season, or I'm so
we're
sick
done.
of it?
We're
and,
done.
I need a break.
Yeah.
I want to be done with it for a while.
I mean, we are, before COVID, the Oscars, they were just okay, the ceremony is going to take place in February. It's going to be February. But then after COVID, it got pushed back to April, and they're slowly creeping it back to February. But now it's when the nominations come out in January and then the ceremonies in March, it's okay, this is a long. Campaign season.
Yes.
It's let's get it done, girl.
All right.
But you know what? I don't know. I think it was still a good ceremony. It was a nice season. And I love Past Lives.
And yes,
And
just
I
the
love
Past Lives win anything?
It did not.
It is a lovely film.
Oh, I mean, we all know my thoughts. And
Anatomy of a Fall won adapted screenplay?
It won original screenplay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure. Thinking about
Because that was your favorite.
It was my favorite of the year. Still my favorite of the year.
Okay.
But all of the movies I saw this year, are between okay and I really loved them.
That's good for
like,
you.
That is good for me. There's
Yeah.
nothing I like. There was no like Shape of Water, which like made me want to vomit. You know, like I didn't have anything like that where I was watching it. Well, through the whole movie feeling nauseous. I felt nauseous at the beginning of a movie I'll talk about later.
Okay.
But not at the end.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. There wasn't a lot. I mean, I guess there was a big item that came out this week. So outside of the Oscars, we just felt like we would be remiss if we didn't talk about this because I love nothing more than drama between either gays or ladies. And so the Queer Eye gays are fighting. There was an expose that came out about Queer Eye in Rolling Stone this past week. I think it was Wednesday. It touched on a lot of things, a lot of them kind of centering around Bobby Burke either leaving the show or being fired. And that comes up because did you see Tan France on Instagram posted a video and his quote is, "My former colleague getting fired had nothing to do with me trying to get my friend hired." And it's like, let me stop you right there. We're using the word fired? Because my understanding was that Bobby just decided not to renew his contract. He thought that the show was ending after 8 seasons and had other things lined up, XYZ. But then Tan goes on his Instagram and it's still there talking about he wasn't a part of the reason that this man got fired. It's like this. It just is like it reeks of Housewives. Like when Housewives, all of them outside of Bethany and Lisa Vanderpump, Monique Samuels maybe. Everyone else who's ever left that show has been fired, but they're allowed to say whatever they want. It's like, you're not coming back. You can say it in whatever way you'd like to say it. And I just didn't know are the same rules for Queer Eye. And you can obviously follow the likes of that post. I believe Anthony liked it. And so did, not Karamo. Who's the other one?
Girl, I don't know.
Oh, Anthony, Karamo.
Bobby was the one who left or got fired or whatever.
Yes.
Tan. And Jonathan.
Oh, Jonathan. Jonathan also liked it.
Okay.
Jonathan and Anthony liked the post. And so there's a lot of hubbub going around in this article about were Anthony and Tan, who seem like the only real friendship on the show, were they pushing for their friend Jeremiah to take Bobby Burke's spot before Bobby actually was let go, fired, chose not to come back, whatever the case may be. It seems like Karamo has not, been a part of this, at least from the expose, from the Twitter likes or whatever. But it also came out that world's kindest individual, at least that's how they appear on screen, JVN, is saying that apparently he is a person with a huge rage issue. In the article, it comes out that there's a real emotion of fear around them when they get angry. A source who worked with the Netflix star told the publication it's almost like a cartoon where it oozes out of them. It's intense and scary. And the idea that, the idea that a set is that volatile, this set of people that are supposed to be coming together and improving this hero's life. Usually the hero has been through something so very serious, and in the expose, even though the interactions with the hero are real and those emotions are real, but that humanity and that grace that's given to these heroes is not given to the crew on set. That every day someone needs to be the villain of the set in JVN's eyes, and they make their life a living hell for the day, for the week, for however long JVN is having this attitude problem. And it's I get it. You've become a global superstar. Everyone knows you. Everyone loves you. You've had this giant podcast. The podcast turned into a Netflix show. I understand that. But it has not been that long ago that you were, Gay of Thrones. You did not have that much power. No one knew who you were. And you would not if someone treated you like that. So it's always strange for me when people become famous as very much grown ass adults and still just think that it's okay to treat people like that.
The weird thing about the story is how there needs to be a villain every day on this, or someone who gets the brunt of I guess the rage, apparently what it is, every single day. And it's a different person. And if it was one person coming out with this or two people coming out with this, I would have been yeah, whatever.
Right.
Because so many people, because let me tell you, I've dealt with some truly terrible crew people as well. Who
crew? Not Steele is anti-crew.
I am not anti-crew.
Not on the eve of the strike.
We support the unions.
We love the unions.
However, there are horrible people in all facets of entertainment and in life.
Okay.
And so it's sometimes when it's one person having a complaint or two, I'm kind of just but was this I don't know, costume assistant, difficult on set, were they causing trouble? But when it's like a bunch of different
I
people and there are
know.
so many people saying like, no, it's a different person every day who JVN would like, I guess like attack or like go after, then it's kind of just like, okay, maybe there is some truth to the story. I don't know.
It's also
I'm not there, but
odd. Like, could you imagine being at your job, being sat down and being told like, you need to calm down with your rage issues? Like, this has gotten to the executives of Netflix. Like, you need to change your behavior, and then not changing your behavior?
here's my thing. Is JVN like an executive producer
No.
or something? Like, are there any like points off the back ends?
No,
that, like,
I don't.
they're getting?
Nothing that the other people, like the other cast members, aren't getting. Like,
Because baby, if it is not the money coming out of my pocketbook, like for this, like I would be on that set stress free. if I was the talent who's there, like getting that paycheck and like the show's a hit and everything, I'd be so happy to be there. And like I don't know, I wouldn't feel like I needed any like there would be any rage inside of me, because I would just be like, oh, the stakes aren't super high for me.
I think maybe it's a personality thing, because it's like this could not. I mean, I assume the job is hard. They apparently, were filming in the summer in Austin, and like there were some sketchy things that happened on set. Like I think a crew member's, like a PA maybe was thrown out of a car and their car got stolen. It's like scary stuff happened on that set.
Jeez.
Things were weird for a minute. I understand that, but at the end of the day, you've gone from obscurity to being a household name. Like, this gig has gotten you so much. I would at least try to open with gratitude. And I guess easier said than done, but like, we were texting each other how grateful we were that people were watching our damn Miley Cyrus TikTok and Ariana Grande fucking reaction, because we're happy. Anytime someone like engaged with our content, it like really fills us with joy, and we're happy about it. And like, sure, we have bad days, but I can confirm Matt Steele, great on set.
Thank you.
Yes, as am I.
Yes, you are too.
Thank
Thank you so much, Matt Palmer. And even when they like engage like negatively with our videos,
absolutely,
when they're just like, because of our like Miley Cyrus video, for example, for some reason they think we're being mean to her.
I know, and we're not.
And it's like, wait, no, we're talking about how like funny it is, like how she's like really just like going for it with the dance.
Right.
Like, we're amused by what she's doing, and they're just like, oh yeah, and what have you guys ever done? And
you
it's
guys
like
have mean girl energy.
And it's like we're
we really
literally
don't.
talking about how much we like it.
If you want us to show you a video of us being mean, we can send you links to those. But this isn't one of them.
This is not absolutely one of them.
But no, I don't mean to go off on a tangent. I just feel like, even though I'm sure I will still watch the show, full disclosure, I feel like a lot of people out there, the whole theme of the show is like being kind and improving people's lives. And I feel like this is harmful to their brand. And it's odd to me that outside of this tan video, none of them have really come out and refuted the claims.
Defended,
like no one's really, like, I really was expecting some sort of apology from JVN. And I feel like unless I missed it, I have not seen a word out of them at all. So it just is shocking.
That is
to me.
interesting.
It's interesting. It's
or
shocking.
From the other guys.
Or from, and like you see weird things, like you see Tan's post, you see Anthony posting with the guy who's replacing Bobby Burke. And it's like, this all feels weird and looks weird. And like, I'll watch next season, but I'll watch closely. My eyes are peeled.
All right, guys. Well, this just goes to show we need to cancel Queer Eye and replace it with the true gay feel-good TV show. And that is one gay, 5 actresses, where one gay has to explain online dating to Shirley MacLaine.
Or maybe they just replace Queer Eye and like we're the only 2 gays on Queer Eye. We're the Fab 2.
We can't redesign an apartment.
I know, that's why it would be funny. Because they'd be like, how are we going to make our lives better? I was like, girl, I don't know.
Girl, like...
Do you want to hear Mariah's Butterfly? Because like that would really help you, I feel like.
Y'all make fun of Anthony for just like pouring some olive oil on asparagus. I don't even do that.
I know, we can't do that
I just throw some kale and carrots and cheese and like toss some Greek dressing in there. Like, that's what I do.
That could help somebody.
Listen,
I could make a bed.
I can make a bed too.
There
Oh,
you
I
go.
fucking am great at making
We'd be
a bed.
sick
I'm
of
good
this.
at cleaning a bathroom, good at cleaning a kitchen. That's about it.
Hey, we're available. Long story short, we're available.
I decorated my living room pretty nice.
Yeah, and I'm in the midst of decorating our home.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you so much. Do you like the console on there?
It does look really great.
Thank you
It
so
worked
much.
really well for the Oscars. Congratulations. And thank you so much for throwing such a wonderful
I mean,
party.
I really have through
Yeah.
it. I cleaned and like did a lot, but all the food was made by Jackson. So thank you for coming. Is there any other news for idiots you really want to talk about today?
Guys, I don't think so.
I don't
mean,
think
the whole
so.
week was just Oscar coded. It's
really
all I
was.
thought about. It's all I cared about. It's all I ever care about, honestly, when it's not Oscar week.
I
So-
mean, I have other things I want to talk about. Well, we can talk about them later on in the show.
Okay.
So let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back with more Two Gay Mats, the podcast.
Great, guys. Great.
Not Queer Eye, but with unqualified queers. Queer Eye botched. Okay. We wouldn't botch people. Wait, did the Frame TV come? No, it's coming this week. The Sonos bar came, but the Frame TV and its frame is coming this week. So hopefully this weekend we can get it installed.
And then next Oscar party is going to be nuts.
It's going to be so nuts. This time next year. Woo!
The furniture you would order would take 10 months to ship. They'd have to film a year in advance.
It's true. We'd be like, this wafer thing's cute, but it's out of stock.
I would teach those straight guys about patience. Okay, you're going to have to wait for your furniture. And you're going to have to wait for, your career and life to start.
Right. And I would teach them about, the joys of pop music, the joys of pop divadom. Yeah. That's something that a lot of people out there need to know about.
But you know who can teach it better?
Who?
5 nominated actresses.
You need to be pushing our show.
Yes, I mean the thing is we'll produce it.
Yes.
Me and Travis and I guess you now came up with the idea.
I guess
you can help produce it as well.
Thank you.
You can financially produce if you want to give me your life savings.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I'm trying to buy a house.
You're trying to buy those Apple Pro Vision.
No, I am. Ooh, the moment you guys see a fucking thumbnail with Matt stealing those Vision Pros, click on this quick as you can.
It'll be me having a heart attack.
I can confirm it's going to be the best video you'll ever watch in the 5 years from now when I buy those things. It's going to be so fucking funny. I can't wait. Watch Dune 2, I beg. I think one of us has watched Dune 2.
Maybe we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Maybe. Emma Stone already has an Oscar. Why wouldn't they give it to Lily Gladstone? Emma Stone does already have an Oscar, and Billie Eilish had an Oscar, and they both have.
I mean, the thing is,
more.
you can tell the Academy really, Poor Things really resonated with them.
Absolutely. It was winning a lot.
Yeah.
There was a moment where I was like, could it win Best Picture? But no.
It was not. The thing is, Martin Scorsese, this is his third film to go 0 for 10 at the Oscars. Gangs of New York, The Irishman, and
he's won Oscars before. Yes. Okay.
Well, Martin Scorsese only has 1 Oscar for The Departed.
Best Director.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Oh, it was a big thing because it was Martin. It was after decades. It was Martin Scorsese doesn't have an Oscar yet, and he finally won for The Departed. It was a wonderful moment. It was Spielberg, George Lucas, and Francis Ford Coppola presenting Best Director to him. It was
that's beautiful.
Everyone make way. It's Martin's day. So.
Did The Departed win Best Picture? I assume no.
It did. Yeah.
Oh, it did. Okay. Did he not get that award?
I don't know if he produced it. I don't know if he was a producer on it.
Okay. So it goes to the producers.
Yeah.
Okay. Question: have you guys ever gone to Ear One? I haven't been inside, but the Exer urgent care that I go to is right next door to an Ear One.
Oh, how often are you at the urgent care?
More often than I'd like to be.
Oh, okay.
Not lately, but there was a stretch I want to say late last year. Where I was like, ooh, let me pop back in.
It's making me sad. Marty needs to win again soon. It would be he is someone who needs more than 1 Oscar. But one day.
I'm still so hot.
The Departed was awful. Jeff.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Jeff, this is a bad take.
I've not seen that, so I can't speak to
I
that.
haven't seen a take that people not liking The Departed since 2006, Jeff.
Jeff loves his takes. Jeff loves his takes.
Departed is fun.
I'm still hot and bothered from John Cena, but I was so focused. I was having trouble with my tabulation at that point. So I saw that he was naked on screen, but I was like, no.
It was nice.
Great. I mean, he's very fit.
He looks great.
Looks great. How old is he now? 50?
I would say 46.
40s? Okay, I'm going to Google.
Look it up. I'm guessing 46 is my
Grace isn't happy either.
Grace isn't happy about what?
With Jeff's take on The Departed.
All right, Grace. Departed stands right here.
John Cena age.
John Cena age.
46. How did you do that?
Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? He's 46.
That's insane. What the hell?
I'm good. What can I say?
You're very good.
I'm good at guessing Oscar wins and John Cena's age.
I guess so.
DP didn't like The Departed either. What don't you like about The Departed?
Wow.
I think it's great.
Not Jeff is king of bad takes. One of Jeff's worst takes. Wow, Jeff, this is unpopular.
I'm trying to think what my favorite Scorsese film is. I did really love The Irishman. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you.
Have I seen a Martin Scorsese movie?
I can't imagine.
I
maybe Goodfellas. I mean, I know that's sort of a standard choice, but I do think Goodfellas.
I didn't know that was him
fantastic.
until tonight.
Goodfellas?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Oh, have you seen Goodfellas?
No.
Oh, okay. It's great.
No.
It's really, really great.
I felt really awkward about Cena. Okay. I'm going to try something that I've never done before.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Which I love to do on these lives. And maybe this will all go out. It won't. But they have a thing where you can be like, oh, there should be an ad played now. And maybe I'm going to insert an ad here during the break. Because that would be a good time for an ad.
Okay.
Let's see if it comes up. Insert ad. Oh, it showed. Wow. Guessing the age is crazy, OMG. Okay, I'm proud of that. Except whenever there's an ad played in our live, it goes back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning. Yeah, now that we're like watching ourselves. But how was that ad, guys?
I hope that ad was lovely for you.
I hope your algorithm it worked for you.
I hope so too.
Shutter Island or Wolf of Wall Street. I like Shutter Island more than most people do. I think Shutter Island is very fun. And Wolf of Wall Street, I do love Wolf of Wall Street. I think Wolf
is
of
that
Wall
where
Street
Margot Robbie is naked?
Is naked the whole damn time.
I remember that.
And I remember sitting there in that movie theater and I was just like, and this is my first time ever seeing Margot Robbie, and I remember being like, I am so gay. However, she is so hot.
I remember even just seeing a screenshot of that and being like, who the fuck is
I know.
that?
It's just like she is gorgeous, and she just opens a door and is just full on naked, and I'm just like, that is a body.
Oh, I don't think I saw her completely naked.
She was just.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, you go, girl.
Good for her.
Good for you. I've actually never seen Casino.
Oh.
I know. I'm such a jerk.
Did y'all think Beyonce was dropping during the commercial too? No, I didn't. Thank God.
Taxi Driver. I do like Taxi Driver. I would put The Departed over Taxi Driver, though.
The plot twist scene at the end of Shutter Island was filmed in my hometown.
Oh, that's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Goodfellas just to be safe.
Okay.
Just for me.
If you had to say which one I should watch, are none of them really for me? Are they all like super straight white man things?
There's a broiness to a lot of them. Maybe like Age of Innocence. That's a period piece.
You know, I don't love the periods. Not Email My Heart, please explain how Traitors works.
I actually think you might like Shutter Island.
Okay.
Yeah. Shutter Island is like...
Are there women in it?
There's some women.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
There's Michelle Williams. Who's the other woman in Shutter Island?
The
Aviator. I like The Aviator.
Gotta wait till March 29th. I would like Beyonce to give us the title of the album or a track listing this week, preferably both. I mean, I don't know if that's too much to ask, but I sometimes you just gotta manifest. It's coming up.
I feel like we had a track list.
I agree.
For Renaissance, maybe that was only like a week beforehand.
I want both.
But The Aviator does have women. It has quite a few women.
Okay,
actually.
I love that.
An Academy Award-winning woman, Cate Blanchett, won her first Oscar for supporting actress.
Congrats,
playing
Kate.
Katharine Hepburn. She's the only person to win an Oscar for playing someone who won an Oscar.
Oh.
I know, crazy. Still You Have To. Sharon kills it, I'm sure. Straight white men exist in this space.
Barely.
In Scorsese space. Yes.
13 Reasons R.Y. Is that Reasons Why?
Reasons Why.
Oh.
Someone said 13 Reasons Why was filmed. Where
I see.
Yeah.
Was that a show or a movie?
It was a show.
Okay.
We can't ask for it, otherwise Beyonce will refuse.
You're
to
right,
give it to us.
Isaac. I won't say it too loudly.
It's not too much to ask. B needs to get to work. Album cover, title. I would like a title.
But
I'm assuming a title will come with a cover.
I would like both.
Sure.
I would love both. By the end of the week, out of all the pop albums coming this year, which are you expecting to be the best? Beyonce's.
We are predicting great things for Taylor.
Absolutely, we are. We are. This is going to be some real shit from Taylor, and maybe it's going to be the best thing. But Beyonce, I mean, I was listening to Renaissance the other day because we have one more album review of Beyonce's discography to do for the Patreon, and so I was like, let me listen to Renaissance again to get ready for that. But I was like, fucking! It was like when we re-listened to Lemonade, and I was like, God, this album is just so...
Renaissance is
so great. So good.
The Scorsese film Palmer should definitely not watch is Silence.
What is that?
That's a religious drama. It's beautiful. You would not be into it.
Why? Is it weird?
It's just, it's long, period-y.
Don't love either of
those. We're trying to pick the best one for Matt Palmer.
Not Grace, a queen takes her time or whatever. Paloma Diamond
robbed again.
I love her. I love that boy. I hope he somehow is monetizing that. I'm like, how do you? But I hope he is.
Someone mentioned earlier, but the Slightly Deluxe Aria album is now streaming.
Oh, okay.
That's great.
Well, good. Everyone stream that instead of the original, so you can listen to the Yes and remix with Mariah Carey.
Like Mariah Carey.
I
feel like Palmer would like Hugo. I've never seen it, but trailers look positive, and there's a girl. Hugo's sweet.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be into Hugo.
Really?
Yeah, like it starts off as like a boy, like orphan. You're like, where's his dad? And then the second half of the movie turns into like, we need to restore film. And it's like, what? I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, this took a turn. But like, it is like really well done. But I just remember being like, oh, this isn't exactly what I expected it to be.
Also, I mean, I don't know if I should say this. Probably not. The podcast people may not know what I'm talking about. The fact that Maybe I'll save it for the podcast, actually.
Okay.
I have a question about the slightly deluxe version of Ariana's album.
Okay.
Maybe I have a question.
I can't understand anyone who doesn't give Beyonce her props at this point.
It's
Like,
just
come on.
wild.
Yeah. Supernatural featuring Troye Sivan is what I'm excited for.
Yes, it's out.
Hugo was too CGI for me for some reason. It was 2011.
Yeah.
You know, it was big.
When did the Polar Express come out?
2005?
Oh, okay. So hopefully the CGI was better than that. Because that's like when I think of bad CGI or like bad.
I never saw the Polar Express.
I never saw it, but I saw clips. It was like Uncanny Valley.
I just remember a beautiful movie or a beautiful book. Oh, that book. Every
didn't
time
know
the teacher,
that.
I would be like 6 years old, and every time the teacher would read it in class, I'd be like, wait,
Wait!
wait.
I love thinking little Matt Steele just cross-legged. Wait!
This is reminding me of my childhood and the loss of innocence. Wait.
Exactly, like the childhood you're currently in.
Yeah. Listen, I was a very mature 6-year-old.
I was watching The Real World, which is how I fucking knew Trishelle.
Yeah. You as a child were watching The Real World. I was thinking about like the mortality of my existence.
Yeah, no, I was ready to be in my like 20s. I was like, oh yeah, that's where I'm gonna really flourish.
The Barbie movie had too much Ken. Disappointed the best scenes and songs were Ken. I just needed to let that out.
Oh.
I wouldn't say they were the best scenes. I think
don't
there
think
were a
so.
lot of great scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Polar Express is actually a good story. It's a fucking beautiful story.
For that animation.
I missed the whole Oscars review, but I want to say that Sandra Hüller was robbed. She's so fucking great.
She's so Anatomy of Fall so
And I'm
good.
so happy that like she and like Lily had such a good year because like I want to see them working in a betrayal.
I think we will be.
Like she's like Lily like is so compelling. Like she's just such an amazing presence on screen, and so I'd really love to see her get a lot of work, and Sandra too. Although I imagine Sandra will do more foreign films because, you know, lives over there.
Yes, she does live over there. It's true.
But, well, the Traitors just showed kids running around an attic. The trailers just show kids running.
Whatever Scorsese film she thought
Hugo.
Oh, yeah.
It's a train station. It's a train station. And then it turns into a movie about film restoration. like we don't talk about enough how it's like this like kids movie suddenly turns into... Scorsese being like film preservation.
Shock. That's his point of view.
Then it was well done. So,
okay. Should we do part 2?
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
Okay. Guys, I discovered that I have another skill.
What skill is
beyond
that?
just guessing Oscar wins. Someone in the live chat was like, how old is John Cena? Or you were like, how old is John Cena? And I said, and you were like 50. And I was like, 46. And that was a wild guess. Matt Palmer looked it up. 46, ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations.
I'm just winning so hard today. Unfortunately, I did not win an Oscar tonight.
No.
But, you know, the little victories all will add up to the equivalent of an Oscar at some point.
I believe that.
Yeah. So, Matt Palmer.
Yes.
Give the people the commercial, the beautiful ad.
Guys, if you enjoy our podcast, make sure to go to Apple Podcast or Spotify and leave our podcast a 5-star review. We, again, only accept 5-star reviews. It would help us so much. We put a lot of time and energy to make this podcast as fun as hopefully it is for you. And we want as many people to hear it or see it as possible. So those 5-star rankings help so much. If you really love us, go to patreon.com/2gaymats and you can get extra bonus content from us so very regularly. We also will give you access to the Discord where you can meet a bunch of friends out there who love pop culture as much as you do. You just haven't met them yet.
Yeah, they're great people.
They're all great people. It's
good
true.
people and a bunch of winners.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of winners. Matt Steele.
Yes.
What section of the podcast are we in?
This, ladies and gentlemen, is Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com. 2 is spelled TWO. All right. So Olaf, at the subject line says concert question. Hi, Matt. First of all, I just wanted to say that I adore y'all's show and keep up the great work. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My name is Olaf, and I just recently saw Olivia Rodrigo's Guts tour. It was a great and fun show as I got to yell "Fame fucker" at the top of my lungs. Yes. Another bonus was Chapel Roan was my opener of the show, which was also great. Oh, that's
icon.
Amazing. My question for y'all is, if you got to go to any tour from the past or present that you didn't get to see, which tour would you pick, and who would you want to be an opener for that tour? My personal answer would be Taylor Swift's Eras tour with Noah Kahan. Noah Kahan.
I think it might be Khan, actually.
Noah Kahan as an opener. Thanks for all that you do. Matt Palmer, I think I know your answer.
I have 2 off the top of my head. Most recently, I will never, ever, ever forgive myself for not going to see Beyonce for the Formation tour. because she announced the tour right after Formation came out, but before Lemonade came out. And so I was like, you're just doing, I just saw you in Mrs. Carter. You only have one new song. Why would I buy tickets for this? I'm such a fucking idiot. Like, I literally will never not go to a Beyonce show again because I see clips of that show and I'm just blown away every time. Like the giant black box, the like Corey, like you see her now on Renaissance and it's like, yes, you're flowing, you're like enjoying yourself on stage, but she was like militaristic with those dance moves and was dancing as hard as possible and like at the peak of her perfectionist era, which probably is not good for her soul, but for an audience member, you're just like, yes, bitch. Yes. So that one is one that I really, really wish I could go back in time and see. And I don't know if she had many openers, but if like, you know, Chloe and Halle wanted to pop in and open, that'd be great.
Sure.
And then of course, secondly, the concert that I never shut up about, Mariah Carey, 1996, Daydream Tour, Tokyo Dome. As much as I love having that second disc of the Rarities be the full concert, being like so many of my favorite performances that she's ever done were in that show. That I Don't Want to Cry performance, that fucking, you know, the All I Ever Confess Is You, the Anytime You Need a Friend, the Hero where she goes up at that last chorus. It's just so many incredible vocal performances that I wish I could have been there for. But of course, at that point, I was 9 and did not live in Japan. So it makes sense why I wasn't able to be there. I'm less mad at myself about that. But like in my dream scenario, I would have been there.
You're more mad at your parents for not taking you.
I'm not mad at my parents for not flying me.
You know
to
what
Japan.
you did, Mrs. Palmer.
She did not. She took me to see her for Rainbow Tour at the Philips Arena.
That's not Japan.
Look, I'm not mad. It was, we all were doing our best.
Listen, you were just a kid.
I was just a kid. Matt Steele,
yeah.
What show would you I know you're not a concert person.
I'm not a concert person, Olaf. I'm so sorry. Like, even though I love artists,
yes.
like, you know, like I love Beyonce, I love Taylor, I love, you know, the greats, the Britneys, the everything.
Yes.
I'm not a concert person. Like, I'm kind of just like, this is so much hassle. This is so many people. And Lord knows I'm not going to buy those expensive seats. So I'm going to be far away in the distance looking at a screen. I'm very, very happy, though. I saw my pop favorites, the Spice Girls, for their 3 tours I was able to go to. Their world tour in the U.S., that was, you know, obviously like right after Jerry quit. So there was just the 4 of them. But then I got to see their reunion tour in 2007. There was no opener for that one. There wasn't an opener for their world tour either when I saw them.
Oh, wow.
And I spent the money to see their reunion tour in 2019. And I flew to fucking England to see the Spice Girls. You wouldn't even fly to Japan to see Mariah.
Okay, I was 9. It was
the first trip I ever like took for myself.
Wow.
Like that was just to like have a vacation for myself.
Good for you. I'm proud that you did that.
Yeah, I mean it was mostly to see the Spice Girls. But but it was also like right after I shot and finished Devos, my movie, and so I was like, I'm gonna treat myself to the Spice Girls reunion.
Yes.
Jess Glynn was the opener. She was fantastic. She was really great. Also, again, there were only 4 of them because someone didn't want to show up. But I guess I do. I'm not going to say like a specific tour. I do regret having never seen Beyonce in concert. I would love to see a Beyonce concert at some point. But again, like I would want the expensive seats or standing area, which I paid for the Spice Girls.
Yes.
I paid to stand right in front of that stage. So I would like to see Beyonce at some point. It doesn't matter what tour it is. But I'm happy that I got to, you know, see it on the big screen.
Absolutely. I wish I could have seen Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation tour. I'm sure, again, I would have been 2. And I wish I could have seen Britney Spears' Dream Within a Dream tour. I did see the Onyx Hotel tour in 2004, right before she hurt her knee for that major time. So I'm glad I got to see her then. But like you watch videos of the Dream Within a Dream tour and you're like, this is just some of the best performing you're going to see from anyone ever.
Oh, sure. I'm happy I saw my number 1 favorite diva, Carol Channing. And she was doing a little tour, little concerts, just her at a piano. I saw her at McCarter Theater in New Jersey in 2004. The best performance ever.
Wow.
So yeah, I so for not being a concert person, I would say it's just like I would like to see Beyonce at some point.
Yeah.
That's honestly all I have to say about that. I don't know who I would want to open. Maybe someone who I don't know. And it was nice seeing Jess Glynn.
Yeah.
Because there were so many songs, because I didn't know exactly like what she had done, but then she started singing songs and I was just like, oh, her.
Like, oh, I know that song.
I know this song.
Yes.
So yeah, it was nice like putting a name to the song that I would hear in the ether. Because you know I'm bad at that. I'm bad when a song is playing and I'm just like, who is this? It's like I need Matt Palmer or one of you guys in the live chat to tell me.
Totally.
So yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad I got to see Whitney. I saw Whitney at the Fox Theater in like 1998, I want to say.
That's great.
For the My Love Is Your Love tour. So I've seen a lot of artists I've wanted to see. There are a few that I didn't get to see, and some have passed away. But the ones I got to see, I'm very happy about.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So Matt Steele,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What has been giving you moments, darling?
So I know we just talked about the Oscars, but I'm going to talk about another piece of cinema
Yes.
here this week.
Yes.
And like mostly everyone else, I saw Dune 2. And look, I'm not like sci-fi is. When I go to see a sci-fi movie, I always go in nervous because I'm always like, I'm not going to understand anything. And so for the first Dune, I went in and I was like, I got it. I understand what's happening here, you know, for the most part. And the second one, I was still like nervous because I watched the first Dune again to like refresh my memory of what happened and everything. And I'm really glad I did. So I understood more of what was happening in the second one. Dune 2, guys, is fucking cinema.
Wow.
Like it is so excellent. I mean, for those of you who don't know, it's essentially like these people are like on a planet.
Not people on a planet.
On a planet. Oh God, how do I tell this
I know
story?
this is going to be
in a
very
concise
broad.
way? This is a bad idea to Matt Steele telling a sci-fi story in a concise manner. There's a planet. This planet has like spice on it, and like they're trying to like harvest it and everything. And there's like battles over who gets to harvest the spice and everything. That is literally just like not even a real summary, but whatever. I'm not going to go into it more. Just like fucking see it. It is, when I tell you every single shot made me want to cry. Like shots of just like these helicopter machines made me want to cry.
Wow.
Like it is so beautifully filmed. It is so beautifully written. The performances are really, really fantastic. We were talking about Rebecca Ferguson last week. She is so really great. Just like the themes of, because this Timothée Chalamet character, these people on this planet, they see him as a potential like messiah for them. And so he knows that pressure that is on him and what these people expect of him. And he's like, do I like say, yes, I am this person, or do I like, cause he has these visions of like, if he does say yes, then like horrible things happen and there's despair and all that stuff, which, you know, like happens with religion or like people who have differing opinions on like whoever the second coming of God is. You know, horrible things can happen despite like the good things that can happen. And so he like sees that future, and it's very much like deals with his sort of, I guess like the turmoil of like, do I like shoulder that responsibility? Is it beneficial for these people, or would it just create more like harm? And so he's sort of like tiptoeing this line of like, is this the right thing to do? Is it not the right thing to do? It's just gorgeous. Like, I don't know what to say about it, like, because I can't like discuss the plot in a succinct way. But like, if you saw the first one and you liked it, see the second one, because it is so utterly fantastic. I think it might be better than the first one.
Should I watch the first one if I plan to see the second one?
Do you plan to see the second one?
Girl, I don't know. I watched something last week I didn't expect to watch.
Okay.
And enjoyed it.
Matt Palmer is a cinephile now. He's
I didn't say
opening
that.
his mind.
I'm open. I'm being open.
So yeah, Dune 2 really, really is fantastic.
All right.
And I mean, and the love story between him and Zendaya, I felt was like really beautifully done, and just like the struggles that they have to deal with together, and where she ends up in the end, you're really just like, you fucking go, girl. Like, yes. It's really great. And I mean, the bad guys, like, I guess this sounds bad to me, but like they were my favorite part.
Oh my God.
Like the bad guys, like they were awful. They're evil and terrible, but it's kind of just like, in terms of like visuals and like music and everything, they better slay. Like they were really going for it. And I was all about it. I was all about Austin Butler and his bald head, like literally just like killing everyone.
Hot.
It was hot. He looked very good with that bald head.
I've seen the clips.
Yeah, you know, so.
All right.
But this isn't about that. This is about
isn't.
the art and the
about the art.
performance.
Yes.
God, get your head out of the gutter.
I'm sorry. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I am. I
thank
love that
you.
you loved the movie about the people on the planet.
The people on the planet,
Yes.
guys. Yeah.
They need to rename it. It's not too late.
When I present at the Oscars next year,
Yes.
and I present like, you know, Dune 2 is nominated for Best Picture, because it will fucking be. I will be like, Dune 2 is about the people on the planet, and they want the cinnamon sugar.
Yeah, they want the spice.
They want the spicy stuff.
It's crazy. You
It's
gotta
like,
see it.
Nuts. It's beautiful. Yeah. So that's my glowing review of it. It really is glowing, guys.
I love
But
that.
that's all I can really say about it, because it's so dense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the movie that I watched this past weekend that I was very nervous going into, because there's been a lot of discussion about this movie on the Discord, is a movie entitled Poor Things. This is a movie that won a bunch of fucking Oscars tonight. Emma Stone won Best Actress, as you know. And I will say the first about like 20 minutes, I was sitting there, arms crossed, like mind just, I was stewing. Like I had steam coming out of my ears. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like the weird fisheye lenses, the like cutting up of brains, spoiler alert. It just was like, this is unpleasant for me to look at. And like the way I knew going into it that Emma Stone, spoiler alert again, is like an adult human body with the brain of a child. But like hearing her be like, blah, blah, just like, and like throw shit.
It's
and,
like you understand
face.
why choices were made for Ariana's song and Perfect for You, but
Exactly.
you didn't find it pleasant.
It was unpleasant. Initially, it was unpleasant, but as she moved through the world, as she gained more autonomy, and like even when she was very much captive at the beginning, she very much was able to express herself as much as a toddler could.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, I was like, you better go, bitch. Like I was proud of her. I was impressed by like the story that was told and impressed about how she like her evolution as that character was so incredibly impressive to me, because from scene to scene, she's like gaining more and more knowledge, but it has to be small little steps. She can't like automatically understand the world or like be able to communicate as clearly as she does by the end in like scene 4 or whatever.
And she's gaining like so much knowledge
Yes.
in such a short period of time.
Yes.
You know,
It was fantastic. Like it was really, really good and interesting. I was interested the whole time. Like it was not a movie that I felt bored by. There was never a moment where my eyes were off the screen, or like I wanted to look down at my phone. Like I was transfixed. And this movie is like what, 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's not like a short film. And there are movies that are much shorter that I find much less interesting that are not like, and they're playing in a world that like I am very much not usually in, which, you know, I like a piece where it's people in a relationship in a city. I like people.
these were people in a relationship in a city.
True, but everything was a little off kilter. I don't want to spoil it for you. It is more people on a planet.
People on a planet looking for cinnamon sugar.
I don't know. It had me transfixed in a way that I was not expecting to be. I would say maybe it was my third favorite film I've seen of the Best Picture nominees. So I would put Past Lives above it just a little bit, and then Anatomy of a Fall is still my number one. But Poor Things, I was like, this is really, really excellent and interesting and sticks with you visually and conceptually, and I would very much recommend it.
Matt Palmer, the Yorgos Lanthimos stan, he's going to be all about The Favorite soon.
We're going to see that one's the period one.
It's the period one. It's more normal visuals.
Okay.
We were talking about this in the Discord. I find the characters in The Favorite to be a little weirder.
Interesting.
Like in Poor Things, like, yes, they're weird. But
Yes.
like I understand why she's weird.
Right.
You know, but
Right.
like The Favorite, it's kind of just like the queen is just weird, and you're just like, why is she like this, you know? And so it's a little, I find The Favorite like a little more twisted.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm very proud of you, because I warned Matt Palmer.
You did.
Like I was just like, Matt Palmer, you are going to be disgusted by Poor Thing, and not because like you're just like ew, like a naked body, whatever, but because like it's just sort of like a style that you're like, the second I saw Willem Dafoe burp out a bubble of like food gas, I was like, Matt Palmer is going to be out at this point.
Yes.
So I was just very worried that you would just be grossed out by the whole thing, all the surgeries and
The surgeries were tough. That was the part that I was really.
It's not your aesthetic.
No, when the sex came up, it was. I'm never as like jarred by a sex scene as like some Gen Z folk are out there.
I know, yeah.
But yeah, the surgeries, the blood, that kind of stuff did elicit a reaction. But as I felt like I was getting to know her, I was just like excited to see her move through the world and find herself, because so many men that she came across were transfixed with her, but they all all except for one, wanted to like lock her away and like keep her for themselves. And she's like, no, I'm an adventurer. I am a person who needs to see the fucking world. And she tells you that throughout the film. So I just thought it was really interesting, and I would recommend it. And absolutely.
Like, beautifully designed.
Yes.
I love the score to it. Like, yeah.
It's a good one. And lastly, I just have to say,
are we arguing about Traitors now?
yes. Yes. Just so we're all clear, I was spoiled about what happened in the Traitors finale right before we did our Ariana Grande reaction for Eternal Sunshine. And so I saw, and again, spoiler alert, this is a big spoiler if you've not finished the seasons of Traitors, season 2, we're going to talk about it. When I read that not only did my arch nemesis, Trishelle, make it through the night, the fact that Kate didn't murder her, but the fact that she won and that they kicked MJ out knowing she was a fucking faithful. I like literally reading those words and seeing those clips made me so irrationally upset. And I was like, oh, I'm watching.
So it wasn't just the winners who were spoiled. It was like what happened.
I knew. Because the thing is, I got a little spoiled and then I was like, well, now I need to know.
Oh, okay. So you did it to yourself.
By the end of it, I was doing it to myself. But I didn't tell Jackson because we were watching together. We went to our friends Natalia and Eric. I didn't tell them I got spoiled until after we watched the episode because I didn't want to like ruin it for them.
Sure.
But like honestly, at the end of the day, I think it was a little helpful to know what was happening before I saw it, because then I saw it and I was like, okay, I can see the many mistakes that were made. I think I also just couldn't wrap my head around Sandra not winning. Like,
they were editing the show I was convinced there was going to be a Sandra victory because the way and that's one thing I will say about Traitors is like, you really think like someone's going to be the winner. And then it's just like, nope, that Sandra banishment was very shocking.
It was so shocking because you're still reeling from like, Kate, what the fuck were you doing killing Sheree? Like, I understand you're like, it would look like it's someone else, but like, you need the numbers. You need the numbers. And CT and Trishelle, you don't forget, they've known each other for 30 years. Get one of them out of there and preferably her. So when she didn't do that, I was upset. But then they get to the round table. I'm like, I think it's going to be Kate going home. Like, except I already knew what happened. So I was like, how does Kate get out of this? And Kate killed that fucking round table. I was like, she had the best reasoning. She convinced every single person there. And I love Sandra very much. And she explained herself, but the way that it came out felt a little like floundering. It was just like, it wasn't believable. And like, even when she was having the conversation, was it with Kate? And like, she threw out CT's name. It was like, at that point, she's already in panic mode and just kind of doing whatever, which doesn't feel like something that the Queen of Survivor would do. I haven't watched Survivor, but it's just shocking to me that that was the choice that was made. And so when she got sent home, I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And then...
Well, because you were like, damn, good for you, Kate. Even though like, now they all have to know.
The thing is, they all must know it's you. But then also, when Kate went to the final fire pit or what the fuck ever and voted to end the game after MJ had said in her one-on-one, like every audience member knew someone killed Sheree last night. There's obviously a traitor still here. And it wasn't Sandra. So of course there's a traitor still here. When MJ when Kate was like, yeah, I want to end the game. I think we're all faithfuls. It's like, girl, what are you talking about?
I think Kate kind of knew that she was fucked. And so I think she was kind of just like, you know what? I'm just going to say like, I'm just going to try to end the game if in case there is a 0.001% chance that these idiots will also like decide to end the game, which truly, of course, like was not the case. But like, it's like they knew that there was a traitor still
I know.
there.
It was shocking.
It was so funny. And so, okay, if you didn't catch last week's episode of Two Gay Mats, I am a Trishelle stan.
Jesus Christ.
I am... Because I was just like, oh, Trishelle has to be gone next week. Like, Kate is obviously going to kill her.
And she should have.
And then when she didn't, I was just like, I did a triple gasp inward, and I was just like, oh my God, is my girl gonna do it? And
Okay.
And then when CT flipped on Sandra for the banishment, I was just like, oh my God, are they all like suddenly gonna like go after my girl like later? Like, what's gonna happen? And then, of course, that made CT like look a little bit like a traitor to Trishelle, which led us to such a fabulous ending fire ceremony where after Kate, was finally banished, they were like, you're a traitor. And the three of them were pretty sure that like there were no more traitors.
They all knew that there were no more traitors there.
And so, but then MJ, of course, decided to end the game.
Yes, as a good person with a fucking heart.
Well, because MJ was just like, oh, this was the easiest money I've ever earned because Lord knows I didn't rack up any money from any competition.
I thought there was more to the game than competitions, Big Brother.
But MJ definitely didn't help like strategy wise for CT and Trishelle.
Look,
but listen, I like MJ. So like if MJ had won, if it was the three of them, I would have been happy. I would have been great. Cool. And so, but then when CT decided to not end the game because he wanted to go after MJ, but then Trishelle decided to not end the game because she was just like, I'm worried about CT because of the vote that he gave and how he like flipped on the dime with Sandra. And So the thing with MJ is Trishelle literally handed MJ $100,000, like $100,000 check. All MJ had to do was put down CT's name, because if there's one thing everyone, even if like you were like 99% sure everyone was a faithful there, it was 100% sure that Trishelle was a faithful. Like that was a given. And so all MJ had to do was just vote for CT. And MJ and Trishelle would have shared the money, and MJ would have been happy. CT would have been pissed. It would have been funny, but whatever. And so then CT gives so they all like vote for each other. They have to vote again. And CT like gives his little like crying spiel to Trishelle, and Trishelle's just like, okay, now I believe that you are telling the truth, and they still have to vote. So they're just like, okay, well, we're both getting rid of MJ, I guess. MJ's reaction was for the ages. I know, I felt bad for
girl.
I felt bad for her.
It was sad.
But you know what? But baby, this is a game. This is a game, and Trishelle and CT really fought their asses off like the entire season. And so I think that they are very worthy winners. It was great strategy. Trishelle, listen.
No.
Trishelle was excellent at one, proving to people that she was a faithful, which is a very hard thing to do. Because no one ever suspected her of being a traitor. She was great at convincing people that she was a faithful. She was also very good at like getting people to trust her and work with her and yet still be the bigger targets. And they were also like kind of just sometimes like, hey, Trishelle, have the shield. Like the fact that she could get people to do that.
And when they didn't, she whined for fucking days. She is a wound. She is so unlikable. I watched the show, and honestly, not even in the last couple of episodes, not even in the finale, but in the episodes previously, I will never forgive her for what she did to Peppermint. And the fact that Peppermint kindly did not say her name when asked, like, yeah, I know it was unfortunate for you to be kicked off in this way. And Peppermint's like, yeah, when you have nothing really to go on, you just go on your internal biases. And that's who you go after. And that's what happens to me in high school. It's what happened to me in this game. And she just sat there looking like a fucking idiot in that moronic dress, being like, I guess that is weird.
There's no proof that it was off of internal bias.
What do you think it was off of?
Listen, everyone is trying to go for fucking someone in that
She never went for Parvati, and she knew Parvati was a traitor. She never went for her, but she went so doggedly against Phaedra, against Peppermint, against any person who didn't look like her.
Whenever it is the first round of something, you are just like anyone but me, motherfucker. Anyone but me. And so when Peppermint gives like the tiniest, even though it's like a stupid like reason, like any kind of reason you can latch onto and convince other people. The fact that she was able to convince all these people for a reason as stupid as that is skill, guys. Like, sorry about that. That is literally what the game is. You have to try to get out as many people as you can. And I'm sorry, like she did the job that needed to be done.
I think part of the game that maybe she's not thinking about is the fact that the winner of the show to me was Phaedra. They had a fucking clip package showing every amazing thing Phaedra did. She was sitting right next to Andy, which in Housewives world, that means you're important.
Oh, you're the star of the show.
So the fact that Trishelle, who has not been on television in a very long time, is trying to reintroduce herself, I assume, into this world, wants to be on more television, and has this cavalcade of people, of television watchers, who like actively dislike her at this point, means she's done something wrong.
They're weak people.
So great. Every audience member is weak.
Sorry, guys.
I will also say I live in a very lovely life in which I know that no one in my close family and like close friendships is ever going to vote for Trump. And I think that's a great thing that I've always felt good about. Mm-hmm. You enjoying Trishelle, I think, is the closest feeling I've felt.
Oh my God. Listen, guys.
Someone close to me just making a choice that I cannot understand.
This is embarrassing for you.
And it's really not. I'm just letting you know my feelings. My feelings are valid. And I'm not saying you're a Trump supporter. I don't think you are. But
Thank you very much.
I haven't seen your record, but I'm just saying the feeling, the intensity, the fire within me, it's similar.
I'm just saying.
It's similar.
Listen, you are all just mad that Trishelle outplayed everyone, and she did what was supposed to be done in the game. Like, I'm so sorry about it. The fact, okay, here, Trishelle, everyone's like, Trishelle is whiny. She's whiny. She's whiny. She was no whinier than anyone else in that fucking season. If you cannot handle a season of Trishelle, like on Traitors, when she's like just equally as whiny as everybody else, you would never be able to handle 3 seasons of Nicole Franzel on Big Brother. Because, girl, that is whiny, and that is a brilliant strategic game player, Nicole Franzel. And so, like, I'm sorry, she did what was supposed to be done.
I think we're all lucky in that we won't be seeing Trishelle on television for a very long time. So I hope she can make that $100,000 stretch. Congratulations to you. Be off.
Listen, all like the hardcore like gamers, like the people who are the Survivor fans and the Big Brother fans, they're like, yeah, Trishelle deserves it. Like they are. That is the algorithm that is on my Twitter.
I'm sure it is.
So
everyone is in their bubbles. More parallels there, I must say. Anything else you
What
want to say?
parallels?
I'm saying more parallels. Anything else you want to say about Trishelle and standing her?
that she deserved to win. That she did a great job.
I was not as mad after watching the episode because a lot of mistakes were made, but I'm not happy.
And one thing I have to say about like her crying about like CT not lighting her torch or whatever.
Yes.
Fucking Phaedra cried when Sheree did light her torch.
Well, she did that because she was moved by a friendship of 30 years.
Okay, and Trishelle cried because she was felt betrayed by a friendship of over 20
But if
years.
Sheree didn't light Phaedra's torch, she'd be like, oh, I know you got to do what you got to do. Phaedra would never have stomped around and acted like a child and be like, well, I guess we're not friends anymore.
Trishelle did not stomp around.
She stomped into that.
If you think that, you're
She stomped
whining
around.
harder than Trishelle.
I'm right. No, I wasn't.
You're whining harder right now
No.
than Trishelle.
No.
There was like a 2-minute segment where she like cried a little about CT. I'm just saying, like, if the stakes were that high for Phaedra to be touched by their relationship and the loyalty, Trishelle had every right for the stakes to be that high for her and feel betrayed by that sort of like loyalty story and the fact that like she felt like her friend could have helped her out in that moment. But you know what? It doesn't matter because she won.
She won and we'll never see her again. So maybe we all win.
We're not going to never see
Well,
her again.
I cannot imagine they would cast her on anything. Maybe she'll go back to the challenge.
Well,
Max.
what else would she be on? I feel like she's done with the hardcore,
She
like
should
the
be.
challenge.
She should
like,
be done with it.
She,
She should do.
I don't know what other show she could.
She could
possibly
be do her Instagram influencing. That's what she should do. I don't know what her following.
She doesn't need to because she already has a good chunk of change from the money that she won.
That's not gonna last the rest of her life. She's not like she's gonna be around a while.
Listen,
so.
it's more money than I make in many years.
Well,
so
she's gonna need to do other things. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the people?
no. It's
Guys.
good. It's good to be a winner.
My God.
Oscar race, guessing John Cena's age, knowing that Trishelle's playing a great game.
2 out of 3 of those I can stand behind, and I'm happy for you. And the third, I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. We'll be back next week with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye. Trishelle.
Oh, I'm so
Damn,
sorry, guys.
My girl.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Oh.
Sucks.
Oh my God. Well, how's everybody doing?
I feel great.
I'm glad you do. Because it seems like you're alone in this feeling. It seems like you're alone in this feeling. Oh, Lord Jesus.
I think that these are 2 POVs, the reality competition fan and the Bravo show fan. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
And I think Dan did a good job at explaining like why he did what he did.
Yeah.
Because he was just like, I could make it to the end with Parvati. I couldn't make it to the end with Phaedra still
Yeah,
in the game.
I hear what he's saying.
So, yeah.
But it's also like, it's not even like I'm mad at Dan, really. It's more just like, if anyone's annoyed, like I felt like John, honestly, the most annoying person in that reunion was John. It's like, John, shut the fuck up. Like, why when everyone, like any person who's not saying like, oh yeah, no, I'm cool with everyone. He's like, you should not be bitter. You can't be a bitter bet. It's like, I'm allowed to feel whatever I'd like to feel. And this is a reunion where I can talk about my feelings. I can block CT and Trishelle. I blocked Trishelle the other day on Twitter. And you know what? And I'm allowed to do that.
I follow Trishelle.
Jesus Christ. And that's the thing is like MJ can be mad. She is allowed to be mad. And jumping in to be like, I can't believe you're mad is so preposterous.
She's allowed to be mad, but I think John's allowed to give his opinion about MJ being mad.
But like, it has nothing to do with him. He's not in the final people. He wasn't at that final fire. And he can't jump in just to be like, don't feel the way you feel. Is that a good jump in?
I don't think he said don't feel the way you feel. I think he's just saying like you're being a little bitter Betty about it.
Wow.
Which like could anyone say she wasn't being a little bitter
I think
bitter
she did.
Betty?
I would have done the same thing. Blocked him immediately.
Okay, but then you can't be angry at what were their names? Malcolm? I don't know. The people who are mad at Sari.
But being mad at Sari for winning the game versus like Sari wasn't a faithful that was like cutting people out on purpose just to be rude. Like
They weren't
she
trying
was
to be rude. They were trying to win the money.
Sari, like that was there was no way to share that money.
Yeah,
with
there was
him,
no,
you know?
like
There
it was
like,
impossible
no
for her.
possible
Yeah,
way.
she was stuck in a dirty job, you know. But I mean, no one said that faithfuls can't be dirty either.
I guess we learned that lesson. People from the fucking, and the thing is, I watched both their seasons of Real World. I've known them for years. I look at them now and I see, and I also think we are letting CT off the hook a little bit. Like the people that are so mad at Trishelle and like feeling nothing about
CT did the same thing.
CT did the same thing, and I think a little.
In fact, CT did it first.
And he did it a little worse. Like when he was like, because at some point, like once MJ was kicked off, even if Trishelle was lying, she was like, I feel bad. Like, I feel like I should, like, I just didn't know what was going on and I feel bad, which I don't know if that's true or not, but at least she said it. CT was like, I didn't trust anybody but you. And like, I don't feel bad at all. And it's like, okay, like really? Like, have we no heart?
It's not a social, at that point, it's not a social game anymore.
It's not.
So what I'm hoping for though is that like with the popularity of like this season of Traitors is I'm hoping like more cutthroat people will be on Big Brother next season, aka me. Please watch my audition tape if there are any Big Brother guests.
Please don't be a Trishelle in that house and make me defend you outside of it.
Oh, I won't be a Trishelle.
Yes.
Other than the fact that I'll win.
You can win and you can do it in a way that, you know.
Listen, if I need to
People
fake
like
some
it.
fucking tears, I'm going to fake some fucking tears. I will put my head up in a messy bun and glasses and talk with a Midwest accent like Nicole Franzel.
You would never whine the whole time, though. That is not you. I can't imagine
if I that's my role that I have to play.
but like, I can't even
She
see
didn't
you.
whine the whole time. Like, if you think that is whining, you
was
would
whining.
murder every person in that Big Brother house.
I
Like,
believe I would.
It truly is the most mild form of whining I've seen on a reality show in a long time.
Sheree pointed her thing right at me. I knew they moved. I just knew I needed the shield, and they moved the gun, and like I didn't get the shield here. It was incessant, and not like Janelle. Janelle was like, I always want the shield, but Janelle just went after the shield. It was like,
Sure.
great work, awesome. Yeah. Do what you want to do. I'm glad she's gone. We can all be happy she's gone.
I'm happy she won. I'm happy she's $108,000
God.
richer. I don't know.
That is a random number.
Yeah.
I also feel like for people who are on like reality shows, like if there's, and the show's so popular now, they can make that pot a little bigger.
Oh,
you know,
sure.
like $250,000. I feel like, especially if they have to, if you aren't a traitor that wins alone, you have to split it.
I feel like it was doubled in like that last challenge.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Oh, and God, the last challenge, how they're just like, you have 8 minutes left to like
the timer's insane.
Buoy down this like mountain and like swim to or like get a boat to like the shore or whatever the boat and everything. And it's like suddenly they're all hooked up in harnesses, and it's like, okay,
like, they have 6 minutes left. It's like, wait, what?
Like hooking Kate up to that harness took 30 minutes minimum.
I know, totally.
So
like 2 minutes left.
It's a little produced for me, but like, you know,
enjoy this season more than last.
My God, yes.
There you go.
My God, yes.
I do love the show still, and want them to make a new one very quickly. Can't wait to see whatever that cast is going to be.
Oh, they're going to start cranking it out.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. I want to know what Big Brother people they're going to get next, and like what like.
Do you have a dream Big Brother person?
I mean, I don't know. I just like seeing Big Brother people.
Oh.
Even if I don't like the Big Brother person, I'll be like,
I'll
watch.
That's kind of how I felt with Larsa. It's like, I don't like you, but
I know what's wrong with Larsa.
Oh, she's the worst. She's the worst. Her Miami housewife castmate. I told you this, didn't I? That she said like this girl Gertie was like, oh, I need to tell you something. I have like, and they were in a fight, but she's like, no, I'm here to tell you something serious. I have cancer. And Larsa goes, how do you know? She's a monster. Like Larsa's the worst.
My problem with like the housewives, with the exception of like a couple of them, like when they're all put together in like a reality show setting, like Traitors or whatever, they all could be the same person to me.
Phaedra?
Phaedra a little less so, but still like the same. I imagine there are housewives that have a Phaedra-esque. Like, who was the one that did the Gone to the Wind Fabulous?
Kenya.
Yeah, like I feel like that's a Phaedra-ish thing.
They were feuding.
Okay. Like I feel like they're like those like OC broads. They could all be the same
OC.
person.
Yes, you're right.
You know,
but for the other cities, I think they're all pretty unique.
Okay,
but it's also like you're to know them through this show where you're not really getting to see the full person. You know, you only get what they show you.
Yeah, it's like the Big Brother. You're watching those people 24 hours a day. You know every flaw of every person in that house, and it's kind of disgusting how connected you feel to them, or at least how connected I feel to them. Like when
does that start filming, the next Big Brother season?
This last season, because of the strikes, it started late. It started August, but it usually starts end of June or beginning of July. So I don't know. I submitted my audition tape.
All right.
I know.
I want them to do a normie season of Traitors, and we can go on that. Like all normal.
Sure.
I would love that. We could go in and we'd have to pretend not to know each other.
Yeah, sure.
Who is that?
And then in the end, if it's like the two of us and some rando,
let the rando
when that rando didn't earn any money for you, girl.
She was voting the right way. She tried her best.
When?
She was voting.
She was giving them a hard time because she was hardcore keeping like Phaedra. And
she didn't keep her at the end at the final vote. She got rid of Phaedra.
That's true, but it was a challenge together when Trishelle for weeks was just like, we need to get rid of Phaedra.
Yeah, because Dan told her she wouldn't even known that was Phaedra if it wasn't for Dan.
Well, I mean, that's not Trishelle's problem that Dan fumbled that bad.
Trishelle's problem is her next gig because she is disliked. All right. Is there anything else you want to tell the people?
I don't think so. Y'all did a great job today.
Yes. Happy Oscars, everybody. Don't be
Goodbye.
mad. Matt Steele has bad takes a lot. It's
Guys,
okay.
I'm telling you, half the internet agrees with me.
Not here,
Like
babe.
I'm telling you,
Not
you need
here.
to check your algorithm.
Not here, babe.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
No, I won't go on Zeus.
What the hell is that?